Welcome, Plush-a-maniacs, to a special Mario Week discussion. Now, it has been almost a year since we covered this set, and as you can tell by the title, it is a discussion of the Mario Party 5 set. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, why are they doing that again? Well, when we did the last video back in last April, we only had... I don't even think we had anyone then, so... Since then, Evan Reynolds, which I'll get onto later, has since acquired most of the set. And that is why we are revisiting the set, because we have now changed, or he has changed his opinions on most of the set, because both of us had some pretty harsh words for that set last year. So if you want to go see our opinions from April 2021, you can go look at the link in the description. But yep, as I said, I am Mr. McCormick, the chairman of the company, and I am here with my co-host, as always, Mr. Evan O. Reynolds. Welcome, Evan.
Hello. I'm very happy to be here with you guys today. And yeah, we're going to be talking about the Mario Party 5 Plush set. And I can't believe it's actually been almost a year since we did it. And I remember barely doing the discussion before I had any of the plushes. And no, we didn't even have any of the... Yeah, we didn't have any of the plushes before then.
Okay, let's start off with our main man himself, Red Luigi. So, you still haven't got the Mario Party 5 Red Luigi or Mario, so there's a reason for that because of his big price point. So, I'll let you start this off since you know more than I do. So, go ahead with the Mario.
So, to start off, the Mario Party 5 Mario is pretty steep. The full set released in 2004, and then the last release of the plushes was in 2007. So for the set, this set contains Mario, the main man himself. So for Mario, he looks okay. The detail on him is pretty good. The only thing that I have, the only bad thing about him is that the emblem on his hat is not stuffed at all. It's understuffed. And the M on him is plastic. So I've seen a lot of people easily taking off the plastic, and it's cracked, and it's just looked horrible on the plush. And the worst thing of all is just his sagginess. He looks too tiny. He's saggy. And you can even take the overalls off and get him naked, which is kind of weird. But yeah, you can take off his overalls and all that. So everything's not properly secured on him pretty good, right? His face is sagging down. The mustache is actually touching the overalls, which isn't very accurate. But most of these plushes don't really need to be accurate. It's just the quality of them is kind of bad. Scratchy material, not my favorite kind of material. So yeah, what else? There is a good side to him. Overall, he looks pretty much like Mario. Of course he does, because it's a plush, and it's supposed to look like him. But anyways, what was I gonna say? The detail on him is actually pretty good. It's most of it, besides the flaws. The embroidery on the eyes and eyebrows look pretty good. The face overall looks like All-Star Mario, old Mario. But the way it's executed was horrible. So if they put it good, then it would probably for sure look like an older version of an All-Star one or something like that. And the overalls and everything, the detail on it is pretty good. And, oh yeah, I forgot, one flaw is that the feet have no detail. Not the biggest problem, but it just makes him look bland and, not really Mario looking. And he also has beans in the butt, a beanbag in the butt. And the beanbag in his 2 feet. So, yeah, you'll hear beans if you have him. Overall, he's pretty good, and let us know what you think of him. Overall, I give him a 10. Or no, not 10 out of 10. I give him probably a solid 6 out of 10 because, I take away 4 points because of the flaws. But overall, Mario is still pretty good and good for collecting if you have. So now, the price point for him is around the price point for him is $200 to $450. That's pretty pricey for that thing, but it's just because of the popularity, which I'll also get to in a few minutes after I'm done talking about the Mario himself. So that's the price point if you want to get him. Very rarely he goes for 70 or 80. It's for people that know he's rare but don't really know the price point. So it's a very rare. If to get him for like $80 or $150. You'll probably have to go to Japanese websites to get him for cheap. And yeah, you'll probably have to do that as an alternative. But anyway, yeah, overall he's pretty good. And the next counterpart is the Medium Mario. The Medium Mario, I'm not going to go over. I'll give it like a 8 out of 10 because it has the same flaws, but it looks overall a little better, and of course it's bigger. So I give that one a steep 8 out of 10. The detail on it is pretty good. For some reason it goes cheaper than the main Mario. He rarely goes for 80, rarely goes for 10. And his main price point is usually $100 to $200. So for some reason he's less for whatever reason. And now the large Mario, the 40-inch one. That one was actually made a part of the Mario Party 5 set, but the branding on it is actually Mario Party 7. And there's actually a listing for the large one right now on eBay, and it's 40 inches, and it's pretty big. And I give that one a 10 out of 10 because like it's huge. Every detail was actually improved. Like Mario's hat's actually stuffed. The overalls aren't very loose anymore, and his feet actually have detail. And the large size is like huge, so I give it a 10 out of 10. That one's pretty good. The detail on it is pretty good. Nothing's really gotten damaged on that one because it's too big to like use and like mess around with. And the general price point for him is $2,500 to $4,000. I'm estimating it to $4,000 because like he's gone for that much. There's two listings like around $3,000, $2,000. So I'm estimating $2,500 to $4,000. Most people have like their bank accounts like totaling to like 4,000, so wasting it for all of your money just on that thing. And on the tush tag it says Mario Party 7. It was released in 2005 actually, not 2004. It was released a year later. Mario Party 7. So yeah, like I said on the tush tag it says Mario Party 7, 2005 Nintendo, 2005 Hudson Soft. And the hanger tag is not actually a gold string like all these plushes. Same thing goes for the large Yoshi. They actually have their tag on their tush tag attached to it, that like plastic stringy. So if you want to see that eBay listing, it's actually tagged. So you can see it say Mario Party 7 in 2005. And the reason why the Mario Party 5 Mario is popular is because the famous YouTuber, Super Mario Logan, used the Mario Party 5 Mario in his videos, so all the little kids and teens that watched his videos wanted that specific Mario, and then they just started buying them, so it just started getting rare, so people started selling them for outrageous prices, and it worked, so now they're just too rare. So now, your thoughts, Sean?
Are you done?
Yeah. Now, your thoughts.
Well, 1 year later, my thoughts on the Mario still haven't changed. He looks too tiny. Looks like a midget. His head's like going into his chest. He hasn't any room for for his mustache. I wouldn't give him a rank that high. I would give him more of a 3 out of 10 because I know it was his first attempt, and that's why people always kind of cut it a little slack. But there's no excuses for this. No excuses for this Mario at all, and which is why I'm giving it a solid 3 out of 10. So Evan, you may carry us through the Luigi now.
Yeah, one thing, the Mario, that wasn't their first attempt, actually their second attempt, which improved a lot over...
whatever it was still bad. So Luigi, move on to Luigi.
So now, the Mario Party 5 Luigi, everybody's favorite. Honestly, this one's actually pretty much better. Because I've seen the photos. Everything's basically right with this plush. There are some defective ones, but most of them look like New Super Mario Bros. Wii Luigi. So I give this one probably a 9 out of 10 because it has one flaw, no shoe detail, and understuffed hat. So 9 out of 10. Because this one, there's a lot of good-looking ones. Most of them are good-looking, and all of them look really good. So, and all the detail on them is pretty good. Pretty much the same as Mario, but like better executed. And this guy is so popular because I'll get into that in a little bit, but the general price point for the Mario Party 5 Luigi is $300 to $550. He goes slightly more than the Mario because he's just really high demand, and it is because the cute Mario Bros. the first ever plush tuber, and they use the Mario Party 5 Luigi, so same reason as Super Mario Logan. They wanted to get that, and it just became so rare. I don't know why, but that's how it is. And yeah. What are your thoughts on Luigi?
The Luigi still has some of the same flaws of the previously mentioned Mario. Very short, has the head that goes with the neck in a weird way. But there are some improvements, like you said, with the mustache and all that. So I wouldn't give this one quite as high of a score as you did. It's not better than the old Luigi or the All-Star Luigi. It still has some of the same flaws from Mario, which is why I will give it a 5 out of 10. And I would never, never, ever spend anywhere near $500 for something that's that odd looking like that. And same goes for the Mario. I wouldn't get any plushes from this set. I wouldn't, because there's not really any that I would want. And yeah, we'll get more into that later. So yeah, that's my 5 out of 10 for Luigi. Are you there?
Yeah.
Well, that was my thoughts on Luigi, so now, unless you have any final things to say on him.
No, I think I covered all of it. Luigi.
Okay, Luigi is over with. Now let's move on to Yoshi. And now you actually got you have 4 of these Yoshis. So you have
3.
Or 3, yeah, whatever it is. You have 3 Mario Party 5 Yoshi variations, so there's definitely more you can say than I could say, so take it away.
Well, to start off with the Yoshi, this is probably one of the best Yoshi plushes, and probably like one of the best out of the set besides Toad and like Bowser. And the Yoshi is like the best ever, because the detail on him is pretty nice. It doesn't look entirely accurate to Yoshi, but it still works with Yoshi. It looks pretty much like Yoshi. The detail on it is really nice, and the best thing about him is that he's so fluffy. He's the only plush that has a soft fabric material, and I have him brand new tagged, and everything is just really nice on him. The tush tag and tags are nice and crisp and like brand new. He has beans in the feet and butt, and the unique thing about this one is that it can actually stand up, because all the other Yoshis sit for some reason, but this Yoshi can actually stand on its 2 legs. And that's like the best thing about it. It's so soft, it looks so cute, and it can actually stand, which is really nice. It can sit, but I wouldn't really recommend making it sit, because then it'll just train it to sit down permanently, and then the legs will be so like out of fluff that it can't stand anymore. But that's like the best thing about it. The detail and embroidery on everything is so good about it. It is actually really, really soft. The embroidering and detail is just absolutely amazing. The spike and saddle detail is really nice. The shoe detail is also really nice. It's actually brown, which is pretty unique instead of like the orange. I like how it's like brown. It just makes them look more old-fashioned. And overall, it is pretty unique and very soft. And now let's get into the Mario Party 5 Medium Yoshi. It's just a slightly upscaled one. I have 1 used and 1 brand new tag. And it has pretty much the same things as the small Yoshi, so I'm not gonna go too into much detail about it. Like overall, it is really nice, and the medium ones can also stand up, and the detail is just really amazing on them. And the general price point for the small Yoshi is around $50 to $100, and like around $150 if you want a new tag. You can sometimes get it for $50, but he's usually like in the 70s to 100s. And then the medium Yoshi, he goes like for $50 to $70. People from Japan and like Thailand selling like for 150s, but most commonly like $50, $70 for whatever reason, as well as the Mario. And now, probably the best Yoshi of them all, which is the 50-inch Mario Party 7 2005 Nintendo large Yoshi from the Mario Party 5 set. And this one is actually different. Sean has stated that it actually looks like if baby Yoshi grew up to become a grown-up. That thing's 40 inches, and that thing's like really, really huge. I honestly think it's actually a little tinier by a couple of inches than the Mario, because I saw a video of it, and it actually did look a little tinier than the Mario, like about a little bigger than the large All-Star Yoshi, so I think it's actually not 40 inches, but probably like in the 30s or something like that. And the detail on it actually changed. Like, its body sculpture is pretty much the same. I'm not sure if it has beans in it, because of course I don't have it. But the face is different. Like, the white part of his eyes is, like, taller. And, like, the eyes, pupils, the black pupils are, like, closer together. And overall, all of these three are pretty good. For the price point of the large Yoshi, I'm just gonna say invalid, and I'm just gonna estimate, because I've never seen it for sale in my life. It's that rare. That's the most, like, rarest one out of the set. You can't even find it for sale at all. So I'll probably just assume, like, $3,000 to $6,000, which is insane. But now your thoughts and opinions on all the three. Take it away, Sean.
This Yoshi, I think, is actually, like you said, I agree with you that it's one of the best in the set. The tiny one is probably my least favorite one because all the details are kind of squished together to fit such a tiny plush. So I definitely like the medium and large one more. My favorite one is, of course, the very, very large one, but I know none of us will ever get that. And and correct me if I'm wrong, but you said it's never been sold or listed before?
Nope, I've never seen it. Well, it at least has had to be, like, over the eBay years, but I've never seen it for sale in my entire life, so it could have possibly sold, like, in 2013 or something like that.
So what I was going to say is that the big ones never sold, but your two medium ones look very, very good. The only, there's just something that makes them look weird. I think it's just the way the eyes are sewn that just makes them look kind of odd and not as accurate as they could. Another thing I want to add to is that he kind of has a weird shaped beak too, because compared to the All-Star and the old ones, they have completely round beaks. But I think the beak on Evan's Yoshi's kind of look like bean-shaped. So that kind of looks weird, and it doesn't look as accurate as the newer ones. But the Yoshi, they did do a pretty good job, and I think this is their second attempt at Yoshi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was very good for a second attempt. It looked quite a bit like the first attempt, but I'm pretty sure that one had, like, differences in it, so they did good for this one. Not the best, but they didn't bomb it like they did with Mario and Luigi in some future entries. So there's Yoshi. Do you have any final thoughts on Mr. Smith?
Yeah, so I give him probably 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Tiny one for me will be 6 out of 10. Medium one will be 7. And the tiny, the big one will be 9, because it's so funny to see such a large Yoshi like that, and that one looks really good too, like the other one, or not like the other ones, but it just looks good. Is what I'm trying to say. So that's all for Yoshi. Now let's move on to Toad Wilson. So you also have the Toad, and explain all of his details for our Plushomaniacs.
Okay, so let's start off with the Toad. The Toad is probably one of the best in the set. I was rambling on about him saying that was, like, the best plushie you've ever seen, like, a year back, and I said I wanted him bad, and now I have him. And, yes, you gotta say, this is probably one of the best Toad Sine has ever made. Because, how good it is, the detail on it's really good. This Toad is actually pretty much unique because it has a smile on its face. And most Toads have an open mouth besides the squirrel ones. But this one actually has a smiley face, and it just makes him look so cute for some reason. And, like, he's tiny and just in a sitting pose. It just kind of makes him look like a baby in a way, but he looks good. The detail and everything in the embroidering is really good on him. The soles of the shoes don't have detail, but it's Toad, so I don't really care. And he has a beanbag in him, and his little vest is, like, stitched on, so you can't really pull it apart if you want. You can only pull it apart if you, like, cut off the seams. And overall, he's just really nice. And, like, he's actually pretty soft, too. It's, like, a different material than the Yoshi. But it works. It's still pretty soft. I love him. So now let's hear your thoughts on him, Sean.
So they didn't really do anything too wrong with this Toad. They got all of his details right, his proportions are right. His hat is a little small for his head, but that's not that big of an issue. So they got most of the bulk right. And I think that's all that matters here. They got his face right, and you can still tell it's Toad. Like I said, with the other ones, they didn't bomb Toad like they did with the brothers. So it has that going for it. So, and it looks, this Toad is it's held up, is what I'm trying to say. It's held up over the years, and some could say it still hasn't been topped because some of the newer Toads have some flaws with them, like with the newer Toads having saggier hats, and this Toad doesn't have any of those issues. So you could say they hit it out of the park with this Toad, and it still held up the test of time. So I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Me too. 7 out of 10. Not the best plush in the set, but yeah, 7 out of 10.
Okay, that's our thing with Toad. Now let's move on to Princess Peach Williams. So you recently just got this one and you were very, very happy with her. So explain your thoughts for this Peach and how you got faked and didn't realize it.
Okay, so the Peach. Should I start off with the fake one or the real one?
Start off by reviewing the real one and then go through all your stories afterward.
Okay, so the Peach, I just had doubts when I was getting the real Peach, but man, do I say this is the best plush ever, like one of the best Peach plushes, all besides the face. The detail on this Peach, I just like it better than the All-Star one, an old one. There's just something about the hair detail and like the dress and like just the way everything's embroidered and like the crown that I like so much about it. I like her hands are not in like a cheap pose, but they're actually kind of down too. I like how she's like kind of tiny because like it just fits her. And the hair in the back is actually nice and embroidered, and it has a little curve to it with like some indents in it. And the hair on the side is the best because it looks the most accurate because new Peaches don't really have those side hairs sticking out like how it does in the games. And this one actually looks pretty accurate to the games. And like the Peach is really nice. And the sideburns are also the best because they're not covering the earrings like most Peaches do now. And this one actually fit. The only flaw is that there's no eyebrows or nose. For some reason, Sine forgot to disclose that. I bashed this plush a year ago. But now I'm not going to really see it as a problem because this Peach is just like really, really good. So I'll probably give this an 8 out of 10 because of it, just how good it is. And I forgot, the Toad's price point is $40 to $70. That's the Toad's price point. But now the Peach price point is around $60 to $90. That's around Peach's price point. So I'm going to slip her back onto the shelf. And now let me get to my story. I ordered one in July, 4th of July. I was excited. But when I got it, I noticed that it just looked off. When I ordered it too, I knew it looked off from like how most of the real ones look. But I was just assuming it was like a different release or maybe a prototype of some sort. When I got it, I was happy. I started to notice the cheapiness, like how it was like cheap, it looked like it was made cheap, like that type of quality, and just something about it looked off, and a lot of people accused it of being fake, and I found out it was a very, very, very accurate bootleg of Peach, and now I've seen a lot of them that look like my fake one pop up a lot with like the tag attached to the push tag. So that was a pretty big disappointment. So then I got the real one, and then now it's a happy story. So now your thoughts on the Peach. Well, real one, not fake one. We all know fake.
You've praised this Peach very much ever since you got it, but even after you got the Peach, I'm still not a fan of it. This long after the previous video where I also bashed it, I will now bash it in this video. Because I think all of your points there are just, they're not the best points because her face is just wrong. They could have done more with her nose. They didn't have to squish up her details so much. and they didn't have to make her arms in the T pose. So I do not think this Peach looks that accurate. I would not give it as high of a ranking as you did. In fact, I didn't go as far as to say I would give it the same rank I gave to Mario, which was a 3 out of 10, I think. So 3 out of 10 for that Peach. I'm still not a fan. I would still not buy it, and I would not recommend anyone else buy it, no matter for what reason. Could even say it's made of gold, and I still wouldn't want to buy it. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of that Peach. Evan?
Yep, I give the Peach probably a... Wait.
You already ranked Peach unnecessarily high. Or undeservingly high, I should say.
Yeah.
Unless you want to revoke that statement.
I'll probably just 6.5 out of 10 probably. I still really love it. I said I liked it so much because I could care less about the face now because of how much detail and how well it's spaced out besides the face. I just like it, everything about it besides the face. So I get, yeah, you're right. The face could take it down by 3 points for me.
Okay, any last words for Peach?
Nope, it's all yours.
Okay, who's next? The next one is Wario. So you've been wanting this Wario for a while. You actually went as far as to actually order one a couple of months ago, but something in you just told you to cancel the order. Maybe that could have been me encouraging you to cancel, but still make sure to you can review the Wario and tell us your very detailed backstory of how you canceled the Wario.
Wait, yeah, I said the first one. Okay, so to give you the story, my phone's at 2%. I'll need to get that charger, but after my story, I'll just cut this part. Wait, can I get my charger and you just pause like that?
I am afraid the show must go on, so you'll just have to recount the Wario from memory. Or recall the Wario from memory.
But my phone's at 2%.
Okay, give us your testimony on the Wario.
Okay, so the Wario, I think it just kind of looks like a mistake, because it just looks weird. Something about him looks off. The detail on him is pretty good, but the way they executed it is just off. He just looks off for some reason, very wrong. And overall, not the best. He also has beans in his feet. I don't know why, because they're like spaghetti and you can't even stand him. And he has beans in the butt. The detail on him is pretty good, I said. And it's actually pretty unique because this is the first time Wario has had long sleeve. Not the first. It's one of the plushes that shows Wario with long sleeve, and we don't see that anymore because he now has short sleeve. And the general price point for Wario is probably around $80 to $100. There's a lot of inflation on him because he used to be only $50 to $70 a year or two ago. Now he's just $100, $120 every day. So that's what I call inflation on the Wario. It's just getting bad. My phone's at 1%, so just give a long explanation of the Wario of yours while I go and get my charger and turn off my mic.
As you said, the Wario has been affected by inflation, and quite honestly, everything has been affected by inflation recently, but yep, there's the Wario. I'm not a big fan of this Wario either. The Peach, it just has some details that are just simply wrong. His feet or his legs shouldn't be as skinny as they are. His face is just too round and not shaped or sculpted enough to give that Wario look. And what I'm trying to say here is that this plush does not do Wario justice. It looks very odd. He's too skinny on the body. He has too big of a fat head. And overall, I just think there's too many things wrong with this Wario to justify a purchase of it. So I give this Wario a 5 out of 10. Would not recommend it, and I would not recommend you buying it. So, 5 out of 10, what's your ranking for this Wario?
My ranking for the Wario is probably going to be 5.8 out of 10, almost a 6. Because I still like it and I still want to get it for its uniqueness and just something in me that wants me to get it so bad for some reason when I have the chance. But due to the inflation on Wario, I'm probably never going to get him until I see the $80 one with an offer or $70 one or lower. Or I might take the L and get an $100 one, but let me tell you the story. Okay, so I was desperate for Mario Party 5 Plush, the Bowser I've been looking for, but I gave up on it because all the listings I wanted of it sold before I got money from Christmas. And I decided to take the L and get the Wario, and he came out to almost $100. I know it's always, but you're probably wondering if you ordered him like in December, why don't you have him now? Well, I ordered him on New Year's Eve, 2021 before 2022, and well, wait, I think it was the day before. Yeah, the day before New Year's Eve. I ordered him the night before New Year's Eve, and it went through. I was happy and excited. But then the next day, the next night, during New Year's Eve, oh wait, no, the day before it doesn't matter about the time. It doesn't matter about the time. I don't think it's like New Year's or New Year's Eve or any of that. But anyways, I ordered it. The next day, I saw my dream Mario Party 5 Plush, which was a Mario Party 5 Bowser I've been dying for, and I didn't want to get it for $150, and my price point for it, I had enough for it, like for $120, and guess what popped up the day after I ordered the Wario? Mario Party 5 Bowser. Then, I wanted it so bad, I canceled the Wario. It took like a week for me to get the money back, and the Bowser sells the next day. So I never ended up getting the Bowser because it sold the next day, and I got the money back like a week later. So I got mad about that. And then, that's the story that I canceled the Wario. That was probably my first canceled order on eBay. And then I finally got the plush I've been wanting, which I'll get to in a little bit and praise it a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much the story about the Wario and your thoughts. You can say your thoughts about the story and like telling me that I was right and all that. And like, you're basically predicting that a Bowser would pop up. So just tell me your thoughts about all that.
I don't really have anything to add on that, so that's all for the Wario. And now we can move on to Donkey Kong, which you also have an interesting scam story about, so we can get deep into that. So you got your fake DK on the same day I got my All-Star Koopalings, which was in July of last year, so it's been a pretty long time since you've had the fake, and you got the real one pretty recently, so go over the real one for us. And after that, give us the detailed backstory of your fake experience with DK.
Well, to start off, it's echoing. I can hear my and it's
explain DK for us, why don't you?
Okay, I'll try to if it doesn't echo back. Okay, now it's not. For the story, I'll just put my volume lower. So, to give you the story, Donkey Kong is really good. On him is really, it's
Evan, turn your volume.
He's one of the best plushes I own. The detail on him is really amazing. Like, the softness of him is pretty good. The face structure and everything is good about this plush. I give this one a 10 out of 10. Or no, I'll actually give it a 9 out of 10 because of its one. It doesn't have a stomach. They forgot to include a stomach. But he has a signature tie. It's stickered on. It's really nice. Like, the detail on him is just so amazing. Sean's held him before, and he's actually slightly heavier than the big one. And the general price point for him is usually a steep 65 to like an 110. That's like his main price point. And I actually got him on the Japan website in a lot with a couple of other plushes for only $14. So $14 for this guy. pretty good deal if you ask me. So now let me put it back on the shelf and I'll get to my story about the fake.
Wait, Evan.
Oh,
Evan.
hey.
Evan.
Huh?
Turn your audio down on your phone because you're echoing.
Yeah, I was already doing that.
Okay, do your story of the Donkey Kong because you're sounding much better now.
I already gave the story of my Donkey Kong.
the fake one, you know what I mean, man. Come on, man.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so it was a stormy night on July of 2021, April 30th.
April. This was in July.
I ordered him. Fun fact, on Donkey Kong Day or whatever they called it, and
which was the 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong. You ordered him on the 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong, but yeah, continue.
Yeah, and I got excited because I thought it was real, but then when I got it, I thought it was still real. But then I noticed like 2 months later about the tush tag placement and all the real ones and the really common fakes had it in a different spot. So I started like freaking out inside of me because I got scammed again with a very accurate bootleg Donkey Kong. And now I've seen many photos of that bootleg Donkey Kong PS tag. So I got scammed again. And that's the story. So now let's hear your thoughts about
And a fun fact about Evan's fake DK. If you go back and watch the unboxing, Evan was a little bit. He was what's a good term for this? He was a little bit doozy, I guess, because he got his first jab that day. He got his COVID jab, so that's why he was all out of it that day. And he also stabbed himself in the knee with the scissors when trying to open it. So Evan was just not having a good day that day. On the day he got chiseled with a fake DK. So that's all for Donkey Kong, and now let's move on to the final and probably one of the most talked about plushes in all of the plush entertainment community, and that is the Mario Party 5 Bowser Johnson. So this is your most recent plush buy, Mr. Reynolds, and you got him for a pretty hefty amount of moolah, which was $160. So I'll let you explain your justification for getting a plush for that much, and tell me if it's worth it. Give me a good in-depth review, and tell me if it's worth it, like I said. So I'm done rambling. Tell us about Bowser.
Oh, when I say this is the best Bowser ever, I mean my opinion. Because for some reason there's just something about him that I really like.
It's not the best.
Well, to start off, he is the best and most detailed out of the set, I think.
Wrong.
I retract my statements about bashing this a year ago. Now I think this is the best.
Wrong.
His cuffs and bracelets are the best. They're like really detailed. I like the plastic on. And this plush is overall pretty soft. He has beans in his feet. I don't know if you can hear that, but he has beans in his feet. And his tush tag's pretty nice and solid. The shell is absolutely amazing. Nice and even. The spikes are evened out. And the hair detail and face sculpting is really nice. He's actually kind of looking up in the upward pose. But like I say with most of these, it still works. Because you can still see his face if you like lower him a little. And this is just like the best out of the set. The embroidery and detail of his eyebrows and stitching is really nice. I like his horn. The detail on it is just really amazing. I love his hair. It's actually pretty soft as well. Most of him is really soft. The funny thing is that he has no feet detail, but that's like not really mattering because this is like the best plush ever. So I give this a 1 million out of 10. Yes, you heard that right. A 1 million out of 10. I got it for $150 because it was actually like new. Not with tags, but it was actually pretty much brand new. So now let's hear your thoughts on this. Come on. Let's see if you back.
I strongly disagree with everything you just said. this Bowser is not the most detailed Bowser of them all, because the more recent Bowsers have surpassed this one's quality, and that is not an opinion, it is a fact. It is a fact that the old Sine Bowser and All-Star Bowser have better details, such as the bracelets on the what do you call them? The bracelets have stitching this time. His hair is actually fully 3-dimensional compared to 2D flaps. His eyebrows are fully modeled on the new ones. So overall, yes, I agree with some of the things that you did say. It is one of the best out of the Mario Party 5 set, but when looking in the grand scheme of Bowser's, not so much. Not so much. Because even the Super Nintendo World Bowser has even surpassed it in terms of quality and all that. So in terms of the Mario Party 5 set itself, it could be considered one of the best, depending on your opinion on it. But when looking at all the Bowsers, this one is not the best Bowser, and I don't think it is close to being the best Bowser. So, what do you have to say about that? Because I know I probably just offended you, Mr. Reynolds, and a whole lot of other Mario Logan fanboys, but let's get this conversation going. What do you think?
I thought you loved this Bowser. Said it was really good.
Good for the set. Good for the set. Not for all Bowsers, excuse me. Not for all Bowsers, but for the set, it is pretty good. I like it better than your DK and your Peach. But that's because I like the character of Bowser more. So it's good for the set. It's good for the set, is what I'm trying to say.
Wait, hold on. I thought you were going to say work. I thought you were going to retract. I thought you actually liked it in general. Not wise, but like one of said you liked it, and now you hate it.
My opinions change on plushes regularly. When you first got the Bowser, it was neat. You got your blood on it, which was kind of funny. But I feel like this was a waste of your money because there's not really anything you could do with it besides a couple of uses. I do not think it is worth this much money at all. I would personally price it at around like 60 or 70, but that is nowhere near what it goes for. It goes for double, even triple, or quadruple what I just said. And it is not worth that. If it wasn't for Mario Logan, this plush would be probably lost. No one would care about it. And the only reason it is even talked about is because of YouTubers like Mario Logan, who made this plush's popularity unnecessarily explode, which in turn drove up the prices for this plush that isn't that great when you compare it to recent ones. So it's alright for the set, because I know you're going to say something about that. It's alright for the set, but I still like the All-Star one better, and it's a fact that newer Bowsers have better details on it. Some could argue that this one is more charming, but I don't care about the charm, I care about the looks. Now some other people might care about the charm more like you do for some reason. And I guess it could be charming, but in terms of just the sculpt and the modeling, it just doesn't compare to these new ones.
Look, if people like the plush because it's out more and it better because of how it looks, not the accuracy like you do. So if you like accuracy, then you would probably favorite Bowser. It doesn't the accuracy and just what do you like about looks and what like all of these are charming.
I guess the biggest lesson of this set is that accuracy matters, or for me at least, accuracy matters for me. For Mr. McCormick, I care about accuracy, and barely any of these plushes, with the exception of Toad and Yoshi, are not that accurate because a good-looking one like DK still has a flaw because it doesn't have an abdomen, which is something that should have been included, but wasn't included. It could have been for cost-cutting, it could have been just for pure laziness, but we never know. But like I said, I care about accuracy. and most of these aren't that accurate, and still, 1 year later, my harsh thoughts on this set still remain intact. So, Evan, your closing statement for tonight.
So yeah, that is pretty much good. And one thing I forgot to talk about this is bootlegs. If you want to do it.
Well, we did already get a discussion of that last year, so that one still holds up pretty well. So we do have a bootleg discussion you could look up. That will also be in the description. So, Mr. Reynolds, your closing statement.
Yeah. So, overall, the Mario Party 5 set is pretty unique and with its age. I really love the set. I like everything about the Plush. Complete it someday. So yeah, that wraps up the video. Hope to see you.
Alright, that about wraps up our Mario Party 5 discussion. I was joined by the COO Evan Reynolds, so thank you all very much for watching. We hope you have enjoyed our Mario Week offering so far, and we hope you can continue to stay tuned for all the content we have planned for you this Mario Week 2022. So make sure to check out the videos on the end card, and check out the videos in the description, and join our Discord and follow our social medias. So from Evan and I, thank you very much for watching, and good night.